All right, guys, let's get into some NCAA basketball picks and props for Sunday, February 18th slate games. Trey, let's take a look at that leaderboard. Have you start us off?
Yeah, guys, I gave out a loss on the game picks. I gave out Indiana State minus 4.5 against Southern Illinois and the Salukis. It was weird. They kept calling them the Egyptian dogs throughout the game. Maybe the Salukis an Egyptian dog. I don't know. If I knew that, I wouldn't have bet against those Egyptian powers. But Indiana State, they just kept turning over the ball. 16 turnovers in this game. It was tough to watch, especially since their white joker scored a 30-piece nugget and his teammates just were inept and just kept turning the ball over.
Yeah, I had a 1-0 day on the game pick side. I gave out Creighton minus 2.5 on the road against Butler. Things did not look good in the first 10 minutes. Then Creighton in the last 30 minutes just dominated them. I think they won by 16 or 18 points at the end of the game. So that was a pretty easy, no sweat bet come second half. Trey, let's go to the player props. How have you start us off?
Yeah, guys, and I am 0-0 here on the player props. That's because I gave out Matthew Murrell through over 16.5 points going up against Missouri. And at the moment, it is at halftime. I'm not sure how many points he scored, but last time I looked, it was at 9. So we were looking pretty good. Just got to hold out hope.
Yeah, and I had 0-1 day on the props. I gave out Janai Broom to go over 16.5 points going up against Kentucky. Couple things in that game were weird. First of all, Broom went, I think it was 4 of 13 from the field, so he did shoot a lot of shots. Other thing was Kentucky had a double-digit win in the jungle, which is crazy for Kentucky. So Auburn, they kind of laid an egg in that game. So 0-1 day for myself there. Trey, let's go to the group play from yesterday, the leaderboard. I gave out Michigan. You gave out Michigan State. They were minus 6.5. I believe it is 39-37 at the halftime, so Michigan hanging tough. That game can go either way for tonight. Let's go to the play for tomorrow. Back in the Big Ten. Purdue going on the road to face off against Ohio State. A little bit of a coach bump here, Trey. We've mentioned it before. We'll do it again. Ohio State coach bump. Jake Lieber. Is that his name? Lieber?
Yep, Jake Lieber.
Jake Lieber filling in for Chris Holtmann. He got fired. What do you think in this game?
Fired coach bump. Does that apply in college basketball? I'm not sure. The last time I remember a coach being fired was Bryant, and their coach got fired earlier in the season. Interim coach came in, and they rolled. Now, I know there's a big difference between Bryant and Ohio State, especially in the competition going up against Purdue. Purdue minus 8.5. And if we look at the matchup historically, Purdue, they have rolled here. They're actually 8-2 straight up against Ohio State over the last 10 games, and they've rolled over the last 2 games, winning both of those games by double-digit points. I'm going to go with Ohio State here. I think they're going to lose this game, but 8.5 points is a lot. I think that Bruce Thornton's going to be able to keep the game close because it's Ohio State and the Buckeyes. They play through him. If they can just get him going here in this game and throw as many people as they can at Zach Edey, which I don't think is going to happen, but I think that Purdue's going to win, but not by 8.5.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, and I might be crazy when I said I think they might just win this game outright. I haven't been impressed with Purdue. I know they're the third best team in KenPom, third best team in the nation, whatever. This Purdue team, they choke at the biggest points, and I know this isn't that big of a game, but Ohio State, this is kind of like a tournament game for them. They're not going to make the big dance. They've got to win the Big Ten to get in. I think they win this game. I think somehow, some way they win this game. The new coach stepping in. The crowd's going to be electric. It's going to be a home game for them. 8.5 points seems like a lot. So I'm with you here. Ohio State plus 8.5. They're 10-4 on their home floor. This game's going to be competitive. I'm not laying anything with Purdue minus 8.5 with a new coach for Ohio State. Trey, let's go to the plays for tomorrow. Have you start us off?
Yeah, guys, I'm going to be talking about this Wichita State going up against Charlotte game, and this is going to be a very entertaining game to watch. Both teams, they did not really have much expectations entering this year. And the difference is one team, they exceeded those expectations, and another team, they're just simply bad. Wichita State, they come this game with a 10-15 record. They're also 8-14-2 ATS. And the Shockers, they're also 1-7 on the road. And then they're also 2-8 over their last 10 games. That is just no bueno. And Charlotte, they entered this game with a 16-8 record. They're also 13-10 ATS. And the 49ers, they are an elite 11-1 at home. They're also 9-1 over their last 10 games. So these two teams are entering this game with significantly different momentum. And I honestly expect the home team to roll here. Give me Charlotte minus 6.5 against the Shockers. Wichita State, they're just not going to be able to score a ton of points here. Charlotte, they only allow 64.9 points per game. That's the 26th lowest in the nation. And that's because they force their opponents to only shoot 41% from the field. In Wichita State, probably 75% of their offense goes through Colby Rogers. And if Charlotte can just hone on him, I don't think Wichita State's going to be able to pour on the points, especially against this elite defense. And whenever we factor in that this Wichita State defense, They allow the 22nd most shot attempts per game. Wichita State, they try to play at a quick pace. They don't make a ton of their shots, but that also allows their opponents to get up a ton of shots as well. So I think Charlotte's going to be able to run up the score while their defense holds Wichita State to a low number. Give me Charlotte here, -6.5 versus Wichita State.
Yeah, Trey, love the play there. For my play, I'm going to the Pac-12. It's going to be Utah going on the road to face off against UCLA. If you guys were able to catch our live show on Friday night, it's out right now if you want to watch it. You would know I have nothing but praise to say about this UCLA squad right now. Give me the Bruins, -2.5 to protect home court against Utah. Mick Cronin has done a complete turnaround of this UCLA team since the start of the season. They are playing in a very tough conference in the Pac-12, and they have rattled off 6 consecutive wins, and it all started back in January against this Utah team. Not only are they winning games, they are covering the spread in these games, covering in 4 consecutive, and Utah's coming into this game on the exact opposite side, losing 4 of their last 5 games, having really bad losses against Arizona State as a 12-point favorite on their home floor 2 games ago. They haven't covered the spread in 4 of the last 5 games as well, and they just didn't look great in their last game against USC on the road. They lost that game by 4 points. They didn't cover the spread. I know people are going to overreact to this, but UCLA, this is where they turned everything around. Remember, this season they lost to Utah by 46 points already on the road. This is not the same UCLA team that played in that game against Utah. There is a reason they are the favorite in this game after already losing by 40-plus points just 6 games ago. UCLA at home, they're going to use the defense. They're going to use the home crowd. This game is going to be an electric environment. Give me UCLA -2.5. Easy win against Utah as the play. Trey, let's go to the player props. Have you start us off?
Yes, guys. I'm going to go with a small guy here. Give me Malevy Leons to go over 20.5 PRAs against Northern Iowa. I really love this over for Leons here in this game because we're going to see him make impact plays throughout this road game because we have a lot of juicy trends working in our favor here. The first one is his matchup here versus the Panthers because Northern Iowa, they play a very small lineup. So I think Leons is going to be able to eat throughout this game just like what he did in his first matchup versus Northern Iowa this season because in that game, Leon, he finished with 27 PRAs, which is way over this number. And I'm not nervous about this being a road game either because Leons, he should be able to match his production on the road because that's what he's done so far. And in his 11 road games, he's averaging 21.2 PRAs per game, which is slightly over this number. And I believe that Leons, he's going to be able to have himself a day playing against a small lineup because Northern Iowa, they only have one big man, and he only plays around 20-ish minutes per game. So I think Leons is going to have a lot of fun in the painted area here. So give me Malevy Leons to go over 20.5 PRAs versus Northern Iowa.
Yeah, Trey, I love that play there. For my player prop today, I'm going to be looking at Chuck Harris of SMU to go over his total points going up against this Memphis team. I really love Chuck in this game going up against Memphis, mainly because Memphis, they don't do anything right as a program, especially in basketball. They are a very overrated team, and until they move on from Penny Hardaway Jr., that's how it's going to remain for that program. And they simply just don't play defense. They can score with the best of them, but they don't play any defense. And that's where Chuck Harris is going to come into effect. Memphis on the season, they're giving up 75.4 points per game, ranking them at 257th in the nation. And Chuck Harris is coming into this game after scoring 25 points against Tulane, only shooting 12 times in that game, very effective from the field. He has now scored double-digit points in 9 of the last 10 games, scoring between 12 and 14 points in the majority of those games. He's averaging on the season 13.5 points. And against Memphis, the last time out, this SMU team only managed to score 59 points. That was on the road against Memphis. Different team this time around for Memphis. This is not going to be the same outcome of the game. I expect SMU to put up at least 80 points in this game, and Chuck Harris is going to have a number of those points. Give me Chuck Harris to go over his total points, probably going to come out at 14.5 as the play. Trey, let's go to the graphic. Have you start us off?
Yeah, guys, I went with Charlotte here, -6.5 against Wichita State. Charlotte, they're playing here at home. They're 11-1 at home. They're 9-1 over their last 10 games. Wichita State, they're on the downhill slope. So I love this play. Also going with Malevy Leons to go over 20.5 PRAs versus Northern Iowa. The guy's a stud. Bradley, they play a lot of their offense through him, so I expect him to have himself a day.
Yep, and I'm taking UCLA -2.5. They're red hot. They're white hot. Utah is very, very cold, and they beat them by 46 points, kind of rubbed it in their face. UCLA at home, they're going to dominate them in this game. Chuck Harris is my other play over his points, probably going to come out at 14.5 against this Memphis team. SMU was very bad in their last game against Memphis. Not going to be the same outcome in this one. Chuck Harris over points. I love the play there. Trey, that's going to do it for the NCAA basketball plays and props for Sunday, February 18th slated games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching. Super Bowl. We also have 12,000 subs coming right around the bend. We're at 10,200. We're going to give away 2 tickets to anybody to any game they want. NBA, NFL, college basketball. It doesn't matter. We can wait until the new season for NFL. Any game you want to go, whenever we get to 12K, we're going to have that giveaway coming up as well. We also have a new game. is going to be Trey and myself versus the Bear Pack. You can call it Pros versus Joes if you want. I don't really like the name because I don't consider us pros. I don't consider you guys Joes. But Trey, if you want to go to the YouTube channel, this is how you guys play. You're going to go to our YouTube channel. You're going to hit the community tab. We've been in the community tab a lot this season. You're going to go to the community tab. We have our plays for the day. So obviously the intro is not going to have plays for today, but these are our plays for our next video. It's the Pelicans -2.5, the Heat -5, Quinnipiac -4.5, and Wisconsin -10.5. Those are Trey's and myself's plays. What you guys are going to do is pick which one you think will not hit, meaning you're going to fade us, which is Pros versus Joes, which is the game called, but you guys are going to try to pick which one is not going to hit. If you guys win, you're going to get a point. If we win, we're going to get a point. We're going to run it Friday through Friday every single week. Whichever team has the most wins, so 4-3, 6-2, whatever it is, that person or group will win $50. If the community wins, we're going to do a wheel spin for the community. If we win, I don't know how we're going to get our cheddar, but you guys are just going to have to subscribe, I guess, more. But that's the game. Hopefully everybody understands it. Trey, let's get into the video. Look at the leaderboard. We had multiple questions this morning about how to become a member for the YouTube channel. Let's do that really quick tutorial. You're going to go to youtube.com. You're going to go to Bears Profit Plays. You're going to search it in. You're going to hit our thing. There's a join button right just to the right of subscribe. You're going to click that. There's two options. You have the Bear Pack for $4.99. That gives you access to YouTube member plays. And then you have the Bear Pack Gold for $7.99 a month. That gives you access to our member plays on YouTube. And it gives you a 1-month membership to our website, bearsprofitplays.com. So if you get the Bear Pack Gold, you save yourself $2 a month, a little bit cheaper if you want to do that. But that is the tutorial for anybody that needed it. We had multiple questions today through email about how to do it, and it wasn't working. But if you want to know, there it is right there. Trey,